Good evening, Facebook. This is Yoni in the building tonight. Of course, I'm outside moon bathing. I have my singing bowl, my quartz crystal on tonight, and my tiger's eye. I have a couple things that I want to talk about and discuss tonight. And before I get started, I want to do my singing bowl real quick to align us. I noticed that the colder it is, my singing bowl doesn't work as loudly as it would when it's warm. So in the meantime, in between time, work with me and let's get this party started. Yes, Peace King. How are you? Hello, everyone. So my singing bowl. Hello, Randall. Hi, Ra. Hi, Bridget. Okay, so before I get started, I pulled a tarot card for tonight to go along with what I wanted to talk about as far as how our thoughts are set up, how our tears, the science behind the tears and factor of that, how we are corrupting ourselves in this materialism of a world, and how we are causing our own pain. Hi, Miguel. I have to show you all. I have my white candles. Of course, I'm sitting in the car because that's my area where I do a lot of my thinking. So I have my white candles. It purifies the energies around. So everybody should have some white candles, honey, because they definitely work. The tarot card that I have for this evening. Greetings. How are you? So this one is magic and ritual. What is needed to be said from the universe is, for one, the effect in the external world can be created through inner practice. Inner practice being meditating, yoga, being able to find your chis, align them, whether it be your singing bowl, whether it be mantras, whatever it is, we have to start aligning ourselves to be able to see things. Eating healthy, all that plays a factor. I know a lot of people say that being a vegetarian versus a meat eater doesn't really make a difference, but it does. Simply because of the factor of, at some point in time, we have all started around the equator. And by us starting around the equator, that means everything around in that time frame back in the ancient era was nothing but greenery. Everything had got its light from, or its energy source from the sun. So by everything being green, and we ate nothing but greenery, that's what kept us on our balanced spiritual ground, because we ate directly from that sun energy and source. When you eat something dead, you become dead. So by eating dead meat, etc., that spirit that you have ingested has now become your spirit. These leaders and powers that are running the matrix right now know this information that I'm telling you. So not only are we getting fed these animal products with all of these, products in it, chemical products, then they put tobacco stores, alcohol stores, drugs in the streets, weapons in the streets, churches, all in the same area, because they play off of our fear, our stresses, our depression, all of these negative things that they know they can thrive off of. So the more we are into our negative chakras, our lower selves, the more they can feed off of our pain. We are the most powerful as melanated beings on this planet. With that being said, you have to learn how to channel that energy. You have to learn how to work with your darknesses. Again, like I've talked about several times, you have to learn how to balance your darkness with your positive energies. Another thing that the tarot card mentions today is that your heart-centered rituals can support your inner path in the physical world. You are encouraged to enhance your power with regular practice. Not no sometimey, not no every now and then. We need to do it regularly. Power with your regular practice as you grow in grace, love, ability, and wisdom, applying your inner beauty to transform your outer world. That is purely, we have to start getting in touch with who we are. There's a lot of people out here who are so, my men and my women. Yes, exactly. Closed chakras. My men and my women, we have reverse roles. Men are trying to be too tough, overcompensating, not knowing when it's time to be easy, when it's time to cry. You don't have to be hard body and suck up all those tears. Tears are a way to cleanse the soul, to cleanse the body. Tears only form when you have an emotional buildup. An emotional buildup is energy in motion that has become so tough that the tears need to come out. So it's cleansing the soul or cleansing the spirit. By your emotions becoming so built up. Yes, by our emotions becoming so built up, it travels up the nervous system. The nervous system, which is the main part of it, is through your spine, and it goes directly to your brain. So if you take somebody's brain power through their nervous system, you keep them stressed and depressed to the point where they feel like they have to be so tough and everything. Once you get to the point of being too tough where you don't know how to let it go, let it out, move forward, you have this certain type of muscle memory that keeps you doing the same thing over and over again. We fight out of spite for no reason and vengefulness simply because somebody stepped on your shoes. Honey, it's ridiculous. When you are crying over somebody cheated on you, that is ridiculous. Okay? Let me just be real. Because there's a lot of things in the world, and when it comes to cheating, etc., if you cheated, if she cheated, it's time to move on. We ain't got time to be fighting over stuff like that when there is a bigger problem in this world today. So, again, when I'm talking about tears, we have to start letting things out, letting things go, relaxing, being more one with ourselves, in tune with ourselves. As I said earlier, that our roles as far as women and men have changed. Women have become too testosterone dependent. What I mean by that is women have done a lot of things that have taken them out of being feministic. We want to be too tough, thinking that we all big and bad. This whole independent mess, that's bull. Okay? Let me just let everybody know that's bull. Men cannot live without women, and women cannot live without men. Facts are facts. Okay? Everything in this world depends on something, some way, shape, form, or fashion beyond itself. So, like I was saying, by women being too tough, they act like they don't want to cry. They act like they don't want to empty things out. They always want to fight. That's the first initial thought. Us as melanated beings, these powers are waiting for us to do that. Okay? They're waiting for us to be so tightened up that we kill each other off. They don't have to worry about us, etc., etc. And then it just be like that. We don't have time for that, y'all. Okay? Because there's a spiritual warfare. We over here caught on the physical aspects, the material aspects of everything, that we are not getting the bigger picture. I have this book that I got from someone that is called Power of Thoughts. There's something in here that I have to express as well. But I also wanted to touch base on my men, folks. Men are becoming softer as far as emotional wise. At one point in time, men was our strength. They work so much when it comes to like how to balance their cheese, whether it be some form of karate, some type of form of, fighting, combat. All that stuff was a way to channel your chi. So once you lose that way of channeling your chi, Yes. Once you lose that of channeling your chi, and my men folk have lost touch in, just doing that as a exercise. That's men folks yoga, so to speak. And when you let out or have no way to let out that energy, it becomes a buildup. We become angrier. We become more upset with the simplest of things, doing a whole lot of dumb stuff. And so again, like I said, when you hold in all of that pain, your energy has nowhere to go. So it's tearing down your own body. I've went down that road, which is why I have no hair right now. It's because of the stress, because of holding things in, thinking that I was tougher than life itself. I always would say, I can handle this. I got this. It doesn't matter. I wouldn't let nobody see my emotions because I felt like that was a weakness. The older I became, the more wiser and mature I started learning certain things. And I noticed that one thing is, by me holding everything in, my body started to attacking itself to the point where, you get sicker. Your body becomes more susceptible to cancer. Your body becomes, it starts to shut itself down because you're holding so much in versus letting that energy out. There's a way to get around this material physical fuckery. Okay, that's what I call it, the effery. There's a way to get around all of that by taking more in tune. By taking more. What's the word I'm looking for, y'all? By taking more, instead of being in denial and putting the blame on other people, this, that, and the third. Nobody can make you do anything but you. Okay? Can't nobody make you upset. Can't nobody make you sad. Can't nobody make you any way you feel but you. That's why it is up to us, yourself, to control that foolishness. So in order to control it, the one thing that we, again, like I said, yoga, your spiritual practices, all these different things we have to learn how to do. Power of thoughts that I wanted to mention in here. Because everything is energy and motion. E equals mc squared, which means E is energy, equaling the mass and the speed of light times 2, which is how our energy travels. Everything is part of energy and light, vibrations and thoughts. Before any of this material matrix was formed, it was nothing but darkness and thought. So once you understand that and you truly get that, now we get into the part of let's figure ourselves out. Now we'll be able to know thyself. Because for one, yourself ain't that body that you're walking around in. Yourself is actually the spirit and the thought in your mind frame of your third eye is who you are. So I have this, okay, again, here it is, Power of Thoughts, that someone let me borrow. And there's something that I wanted to read out of it. It says, life is motion, consciousness in motion. In motion affecting all matter is vibration. In the beginning, it was all consciousness. Consciousness emanated vibration called the word or sound. Yes, nourishment is the key. And that's on all aspects, food and mental. When you're like that, letting too much come out can be letting too much out can be bad. That's why you have to learn how to balance and control. So another thing that I wanted to, here it is, mention, called the word, your primal energies start to kick in. Before all of our intellect started coming to play, it was mainly a world of primal energies, your instinct, that fear, that pistivity, that I got to be on the lookout type thing, that hunger of your animalistic ways. When you start to channel your thoughts and your intellect starts to work with your emotions, what I like to say, your logic in your emotions, you balance them and you work them out, then things start to balance itself out to where you know how to deal with certain people. The only reason why we can't feel like we don't know how to deal with certain people is the fact of we get sidetracked with emotions versus also putting in the same key aspect of using your logic as well. Logically, we can't get mad at every little thing that we see. Hold on, y'all.
Sorry, live people. Love my sister. All right.
Bye, bruh. And so, yeah. Another little thing in here, it says, matter is this, nothing but an expression of energy. In other words, existence of varied forms of matter is directly attributed to the process of combination, permutation of infinite variety of vibrations. So the reptilian side of it. Yes, exactly. So there is different vibrations, different ranges of electricity, sound, etc. when it comes to your energies and motion. I was talking about E equals MC squared, having to deal with your emotions. I call it, your energy in motion, your inner chi in motion. When your inner chi or your inner essence becomes to the point where we have to learn how to dictate it from higher consciousness to lower consciousness to balancing out in the middle. It's that Kundalini essence, that energy, like the snake. It goes up and down the spine. It can't stay up here and it can't stay down here. We can't be all positive, happy-go-lucky, because that's impossible. You can't go be all in the darkness, the slums. You can't be there all day long, because it's not going to help you. That's the whole point of growth. Something that I learned from studying like physics or different, things with astrology and astronomy itself is that things always tend to move in a certain type of circle. How do I get in contact with you? Inbox me and we'll talk, Birdie Lee. So that I learned from astronomy and things like that is that things move in a circle. Something that these powers that be have tricked us with is the circle. Nothing in life is legit circle. That circle shape, that just means the whole 360, you're repeating the same thing over and over and over again. That's a cycle of death. When you get that spiral shape, you're moving forward in that energy and motion, and you're getting that growth. Everything has some type of spiral growth adaptation to it. That's how we evolve. That's how your energy transforms to something higher than where it already was. Certain things that can keep your nervous system and your nerve center shut down are lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. Ego is a lot of people's problem, especially my melanated folk, okay? I'm going to just let y'all know. We got this ego about ourselves that think that we're better than everybody else. By us being melanated, we are gods, meaning that we have to understand that we is everybody, okay? This whole ego trip that we on is going to F us up. Because a lot of people act like they too big and bad, that they don't need nobody, or we don't need these other races and all this other stuff. We are them and they are us still till today. We created all of them. That's what makes us gods in the first place. And being able to understand the unison between all of that is what makes us powerful. Because we know, how people need to be like chess. You're going to have your pawns. Yeah. We're going to have your pawns. You're going to have your different pieces in the chess game. Some people ain't meant to be on the end part of the spiritual warfare. Some of them are too moving off of animalistic instinct that they are, going to be that kind of pawn piece because they're hard-headed. Now, you're going to have some that's hard-headed. You're going to have some that's just going to be ready to get it, let's get it done. Let's get it moving. You're going to have the thinkers. You're going to have, everybody's going to have their part to play. We can't get mad at certain ones who don't pick up on it as fast as some who feel like, that higher vibration and frequency. We have to let everybody learn things in their own time, at their own pace, when it's time for them to learn it. Like I was saying, lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego, acting in collision with the sense organs. The mind rouses the 5 nerve centers in the consciousness, and in turn propel certain organs in activity. So with certain organs, when it comes to those things that I just listed, lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego, they target certain things in certain places in your body, whether it be your spine, whether it be your stomach, whether it be your heart. All of these things are targeted and united with your nervous system, your thoughts. All of that is a part of your body. So when we're taking when we're getting all this anger, frustration, all this negative energy, you're also creating things by thought. And what I mean by creating things by thought is just like, I know some people who become too paranoid, and they get paranoid to the point where they're always looking over their shoulder. They checking every little thing, and you're causing that nervousness. So still you're shutting down your body and targeting different organs of your body just simply off of being paranoid. Like, we can't run around in the world and be paranoid. Okay, that's not gonna work. Um, and then we're wondering why we're not getting nowhere, why we're getting so sick. A lot of cancers and diseases feed off of acidic cells. So if your body is acidic, you have nothing but all this, built up anger, built up negativity or negative electric charge. And then on top of that, you eat unhealthy. And then on top of that, you're smoking, drinking, all of these powers, they know. So when you are already low in chakra and thought, and then you put all of that extra on top of that, we are damning ourselves. Now, it's one thing when we went through this slavery period. It's something totally different when now it has become mental warfare and mental slavery. We keep ourselves in this bullshit. Because we have several ways to get out of it. But we choose not to get out of it because of denial of self. Ego. Thinking that we're better than everybody else. You're not better than nobody else, y'all. You're not. We are just like everybody else. We got the same pain, the same hurt, the same sorrow, the same joy, the same happiness. We have all of that. It's just how you dictate it and work with it. Either we're going to make allies or we're going to try to fight this fight solo dolo, and that ain't going to work because everything is dependent on something else. That's a part of life. That is definitely a part of life. So, we definitely have to get out of this thinking of, my black brothers and sisters, I'm here for y'all all day long. But I also know that we are also tied to everything else, everyone else. Yes, knocking more holes in our aura field. That's correct. So we need to stop tearing down and corrupting our own thought. We create our thoughts. When you're paranoid, you cause paranoia. Okay? When you are anxious, you cause anxiety. When you're nervous all the time, you're causing that nervousness, that thought pattern. You're now placing it out in the air. You're bringing that energy to you. People be wondering, why they keep coming across these same, like in relationships. Want to know why they can't find this good woman or this good man, etc., etc. Because your energy that you're putting out there is what's causing the certain people that you are bringing to you. If you got love of self and you know exactly who you are on all entities and all spectrums, you're going to bring forth to you a person on that exact same parallel level who's going to be exactly for you, that twin flame. But you're not going to find your twin flame when you don't even love yourself or acknowledge or know who you are. We can't put blames on other people for our own stupidity. That's not how life works. And we just need to be real about it, y'all. Okay? Instead of being in denial about things all the time. And I know for me, I used to be in denial about it a lot of times. Used to put the blame on other folks like, no, it can't be me. It can't be me. But if I'm a God, that means I have to accept my Christ-like abilities. Haru. I have to accept that part of my light as well as the darkness that I came out of. I have to respect and love all of that. Go live with Kevin. All right, Kevin, you want to come in with me? Hold on. Let's see if I can bring you. Are you there? Oh, is it adding? I don't know what's happening. I don't know how to do all that extra right there. I guess you're in, honey. I don't know. Oh, there you are, Suge. Hello, honey.
How you doing, baby? How you
I'm
doing?
fine. You wanted to tap into some of this conversation?
I say I just tuned in. I'm not gonna lie to you. So can you give me a little bit what you was talking about, please, so I can
I was
comment?
I was talking about how our thoughts in motion, or our thoughts rather, cause and create certain issues that we put ourselves in. So we're causing our own damnation. We're causing our own corruptivity because we're bringing it to the forefront. also talking about tears, how tears are a way to cleanse the soul, cleanse the spirit. It's locked into the only way your tears come out is by too much energy built up. So it has to come out somewhere. If you keep it all locked in, it makes you sicker. It's traveling up and down your nervous system. So it causes unnecessary issues and problems that wasn't needed in the first place if you was to just let it out.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Like, can I give you a testimony real quick?
Oh, yes, go ahead.
All right. October the 2nd of last year, I was shot dead. You
Hmm.
feel me? I just got off of
Yeah.
life support.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Yeah.